What's up? I'm Lee. Can you lift weights with tennis elbow? Or as the nerds call it, lateral epicondylitis. The lateral epicondyle is the tendon here that connects the forearm and the elbow. It helps your wrist flex. So can you lift weights while you have tennis elbow? Yes, you can. I'm going to share what worked for me. None of this is medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I was a medic in the Army, but I'm not a doctor. A medic in the Army really means a whole lot. And this is not a video on how to get rid of tennis elbow. I don't know how to get rid of tennis elbow, but I do know how to lift around tennis elbow. And I'm going to put timestamps down there so you could skip right to the meat and potatoes of how to go about lifting with tennis elbow. If you want to skip through my boring stories, I got tennis elbow 3 different times in my life, all while lifting weights. The first time was with bench press. I was doing the 5x5 strong lifts, and I was built up pretty strong into it. I was doing like a 5x5 of 260. And then I dropped the weights after I did my whole 5x5 set by 50 pounds, so like 210. And I was just like repping out 10 more reps. So I was overdoing it. And that led to me contracting tennis elbow. And this was years ago. And so I looked online on YouTube, and I couldn't find any good videos explaining on how to lift with tennis elbow. To the contrary, I found a nerd who, if you typed in, can I lift weights with tennis elbow, you probably saw his video. I'm not going to call him out. But he basically tells you, no, you can't lift weights while you got tennis elbow. And he's a tennis elbow expert. This is his whole channel. And his video really depressed me, man. And I stopped lifting for a whole year. It took a whole year for the tennis elbow to clear up on its own. And during that year, I didn't give up on fitness. I kept squatting, and I kept running and jogging. But all my upper body movements, when I press anything hard, my elbow would hurt. When I would obviously do any pulling movements, right, the elbow would hurt. Yeah, so I recovered it took a full year for the elbow to heal. And then I got back into weightlifting. And the lesson learned there for me was, stick to the program, don't overdo it, right? I mean, you overdo it, it's a good way to get injured any which way. But tennis elbow's particularly annoying because it takes so damn long to heal. Okay, and the second time I got tennis elbow was about 3 years ago. And man, it really broke my heart. The first time I got tennis elbow, like I said, I gave up lifting for a year. And just so it would heal, because I didn't know how to do it. And YouTube wasn't very helpful at the time. So 3 years ago, I did research it. And back on YouTube again, the videos were a little better this time. This dude's got a whole YouTube channel about tennis elbow. That's like his specialty. And he's just a real downer on lifting weights. Like, you better not lift. You better not lift. Your tennis elbow could get worse and become a strain or even a sprain. And which is horrifying to think. You need surgery for that. And he's not wrong. It could. I don't advise you to push through the pain. But yeah, he was just a real downer about it. I kind of think the guy hates weightlifters or lifting weights. And I found a video by the OG, Scott Herman Fitness. It didn't give a super in-depth explanation on how to go about lifting weights. Well, he did, actually. It was a really good video. But the video pretty much amounted to warm up slower. I contracted my second case of tennis elbow by trying to do pull-ups whilst weighing, 280 pounds. I could get myself up there, but I was like dropping down, and I guess the sudden dropping and holding on, aggravated it. And yeah, the tennis elbow came back with a vengeance. When you got tennis elbow, for me, and this is the symptoms I had, it would hurt randomly. It would hurt randomly when you're doing nothing. Let you know that it's swollen up. Also, it would hurt when you gorilla gripped anything. It would hurt when you hyperextended, like say in a bench press. It would hurt when you hyperextended a bench press. Also, obviously if you're gorilla gripping the bar while you're bench pressing and locking out your arm, that would really aggravate it for me. And Same with pulling exercises. It's hard to do any pulls, right? It's hard to do pull-ups or back rows or anything without gorilla gripping the bar, right? You need to gorilla grip the bar to do the pull, right? Especially if it's a big weight. And so that would aggravate it. It used to throb at nighttime. And this is throughout the whole time that I'd lift. See, the trick is this, and you know, this is not advice, this is just how I did it. You should really, if you got tennis elbow, see a doctor before you're out there benching 3 plates and such. But this is how I did it. This was my experience with it. Tennis elbow takes a long time to heal. And randomly at night, it would throb. Randomly during the day, it throbs. You know, so it's real hard to gauge if it's getting better. Sometimes it just disappears for a day or two, you know, as long as you don't do the aggravating movements. But then it comes back throbbing, or you do a movement and it aggravates it, and now it's throbbing, right? So all that, I had all that experience while I was lifting. But here's what I did. Specifically tennis elbow braces. I bought this one at Walgreens for like $15, something like that. And it's quite simple. The lateral epicondyle right here, this is where it usually hurts. And this is meant to brace onto it. See, it's got a little nub there. It's covered with chalk and other stuff. And you just apply it on, maybe about an inch below where it hurts. See, the nub's right here. Good Lord. It's not so hard to put it on. This isn't doing it weird just to show it off. So, strap it on there. Bang. Now, it's pressing down on the lateral epicondyle. Right there. Right? Now, how does this work and why does it make lifting easier? Well, it's the same concept as a guitar string. Let's pretend this E string is a lateral epicondyle, right? This is your elbow. If I put my finger here, the pressure is taken off there and applied here. So the guitar can make this sound. So all this movement isn't necessarily messing with this. Get it? I felt the need to explain that because when I first got tennis elbow, I saw these braces and I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever saw. I was like, well, how's that gonna help? And that's how it helps. So don't be stupid like I was and waste a year out lifting. So that's the first step. You wanna get you one of them. You wanna put that on. Make sure you're warming up slowly. And what I mean by that is if you're bench pressing 250 today for reps, as slow and tedious as it is, warm up in 10-pound increments, you know. Throw on the 10s, take off the 10s, throw on the 50s. You know, throw on the 10s, take them both off. Throw on the, warm up slow, get your reps in. If it hurts, don't do that, right? That's the best marker you got. If it hurts, don't do that. So you get your brace on, you're warming up. You want to make sure your range of motion, don't gorilla grip the bar. Like I said, I remember when I had tennis elbows, really gripping strong would aggravate it. That's the name of the game. We're trying not to intentionally aggravate it. So don't gorilla grip the bar. That's going to take some work. You should generally, when you're lifting weights, gorilla grip everything, right? It's good for grip strength. It helps you explode better. It helps prime all the muscles for the movement. But with tennis elbow, we're trying not to aggravate it while it heals, right? That's the goal. You want to learn to bench press, but without gorilla gripping the bar. And you might not want to even lock out the rep. So if you're going as heavy as you can, which is where you want to lock out, tone down the weight a little bit, and maybe just do half reps. You can build bodybuilders have been doing that forever, doing the half reps and just putting muscle on their triceps and their chest. You don't have to go full range of motion. What's more important is your elbow heals. So if it hurts, don't do that. Stop it. Anyone out here who's lifting weights and got any time lifting weights, you get banged up. You just figure out how to work the muscles from different angles to not aggravate the injury that you've incurred, right? So tennis elbow is no different. Figure out how to bench press without hurting it. If you can't, don't gorilla grip the bar. That helped me. Don't gorilla grip the bar. That helped me. And don't hyperextend. Actually, for me, as long as I wasn't gripping the bar too hard, I could lock it out. It wasn't bothering my elbow. But if locking out does bother your elbow, just do half reps for now. Or go as far as you can before it starts to hurt. Constant tension on the muscle. Time under tension is what promotes growth anyway. Even if you're powerlifting and hypertrophy is not your main goal, if a movement is agitating your elbow, you gotta scale it back. And don't be sad. Bodybuilding and powerlifting, they go hand in hand. They're married. You know, the bigger muscle you got, the more strength you're going to be able to produce from it. So it's going to carry over into your powerlifting. Anyway, I digress. So that's how you get around pressing with the tennis elbow. That's how I got around pressing with the tennis elbow. Pulling movements, pull-ups. I had to give up pull-ups completely. But I was able to do back rows. I only had to give up pull-ups completely for a little while to go back and test it out to see if I could do the movement without aggravating my elbow. But what helped me was lifting straps, right? Got a gorilla grip with lifting straps. Was able to do the back rows, heavy back rows, I broke my lifting straps. I haven't been able to buy new ones. I've been to 3 different Walmarts here in North Georgia. They don't carry them. I'm too lazy to order them offline, ironically. I'll go to Walmart for it, but too lazy to order. I just hate Amazon. I said it. I said it. I hate Amazon. But I'll post some pictures of lifting straps. They basically go around your wrist. You can wrap it around the bar. I know some of you have seen this, and it helps the bar from slipping out of your hands. And because of that, you don't have to gorilla grip the bar to move heavy weight. You can actually kind of relax your grip a little bit and let the weight hang on your wrist. And so that's how you do pulling movements without aggravating your elbow. And once again, the rule of thumb is if it hurts, like if you do the movement and you feel that sharp pain in your elbow, stop doing that or change the form and warm up slowly. With all of it, any movement involving your elbow, push, pull, warm up slow. And at the end of every lifting session, ice it. And that's what worked for me. To be very clear, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. You should talk to a doctor. The only sign I wasn't aggravating my tennis elbow further was that I wasn't making it hurt during the actual sessions, right? That's it. Because otherwise than that, like it's tennis elbow, it takes so long to heal. It's hard to see signs that it's getting better for months. Like it'll randomly throb horribly at night. It'll randomly throb horribly during the day, even when you didn't do something. And so, yeah, that's how I did it. That's how I did it. And once again, I'm not telling you how to fix tennis elbow. I don't know how to fix it. I just know how to lift without aggravating it, right? So that's more how you want to look at it. And I'm no longer, afraid of, because I've been prone to it. I've gotten like 2-3 times. I'm no longer afraid of it. If I get it, I know how to handle it. It's not that big of a deal. And I hope this video helps someone. And I hope you find this video before you find that nerd who tells you, like, oh, if you got tennis elbow, you can never touch weights until it's all healed. He's so depressing, man. He just sucks the wind out of my soul, dude. He means well. I think he means well, but I also think he kind of hates lifters a little bit. Anyway, if you liked this and you found this informative, hit like, maybe sub a little bit. And yeah, man, I do all kind of videos. I dabble in fitness. I'm all about I found this channel for I'm all about Jesus, guns, weightlifting. I want to stay off the politics. But yeah, being a good husband, good father, this is the content I'm trying to come up with. I don't know. And if you like what you see here, there'll be other fitness stuff too. Like, sub. Much love. God bless you. God bless you.